Hi guys, how are you today? Today I would like to talk to you about a question that many people come and ask me very frequently. How can I improve my English vocabulary? How can I know more words? The first thing I ask them is, besides your English course, besides your job routine, what else do you do which involves the language? Many of them will say, I watch TV series. That is great. Keep it up. However, when you are watching TV series, you are not necessarily working on words, on learning new words. That's why today I would like to give you a few tips, a few suggestions on things that you can do to specifically working on new words, on new vocabulary that will be relevant to you. The first thing you need to ask yourself is, what kind of words do I want to learn? Why do I say that? Because the more general you are, the harder it will be. So the first thing you need to do is to define what kind of words you want to learn. Because after you do that, it's easier to start studying, to start trying to learn these new words, to make new phrases, to make examples, so that you can start the process of memorizing these new words. Therefore, would you like to learn vocabulary related to business? Related to tourism, related to politics, related to economy, medicine, legal vocabulary? What do you want to learn? Once you've done this, it'll be easier to start your journey on the exercises that you have to do in order to learn these words, all right? Moving on to my second suggestion, my second tip, which is frequency. Once you have determined what kind of vocabulary you will study, it's important to set the routine, to set a routine, to set the frequency that you will be available to study this vocabulary. Because once you have determined the subject, which is important, it's the first thing you need to do, you also have to remember that in order to learn something, you have to dedicate time. And time is money, and many people don't have time. That's why you need to be a little bit organized and make sure that you have time available to dedicate to studying these new words. Now you may be asking yourself, well, I'm busy, I don't have a lot of time. How am I going to learn? I don't have time to dedicate every day. I don't have an hour every day to do that. Gee, I know, I don't have either. So what do you need to do? It doesn't take a lot of time. It has to be quality time. So if you have 3 minutes a day to dedicate to learning these new words, that's what you got, and you have to learn to work with that. So when I say frequency, I mean that you have to be consistent, and it's important that you try to see these words, to study these words every day. But it doesn't have to be 1 hour every day, 30 minutes every day. It has to be good quality time. 3 minutes can be just enough, all right? So for example, I'm trying to learn new phrasal verbs. So every week I will pick 3 different phrasal verbs. I will check out what they mean. Okay, it's important to know what they mean. Then every day I will try to make 3 phrases, 1 phrase per phrasal verb. All it takes is 3 minutes, 4 minutes. If you already know what they mean, you won't need so much time to create these phrases. So you do that for 3-5 minutes, sometimes you will need a little bit more. As you start to get used to this exercise, it takes less time to do it, okay? So first, perhaps on the first 3-4 days it may be difficult, but as you go along, I'm sure it'll get easier. So once you've made your sentences, that's it, you're done. In the afternoon, 3 more minutes, what do you need to do? Do you need to do more sentences? Do you need to create more sentences? No, go back to the sentence you created in the morning, read them out loud, and that's it, you're good to go. At night, before going to bed, or before having dinner, or while you are watching the TV news, take a look at them again, and you're good to go. That's it. You need to be fast, but you need to dedicate quality time, okay? Really focus on what you're reading. Really focus on the meaning of the words, okay? The next day, the same thing. New phrases though, all right? In the morning, new phrases. In the afternoon, take a look at them again. At night, take a look at them again and go to bed. The next day, new phrases, same phrasal verbs, okay? And do this for a week. I'm sure that you will memorize at least 1 of them, okay? Teacher, but how about those 3, the other 2 ones? If they are really important to you and you really want to make sure that you're gonna learn them, on the next week, on the following week, use the two of them, the two phrasal verbs that you forgot, okay? And you keep it up, all right? If you want to learn more adjectives, that's the same thing you have to do. No matter what kind of vocabulary you need to learn, that's my suggestion on how to do it. Frequency, 3 times a day, twice a day at least. Not a lot of time, but quality time. Another thing I would suggest is a constant reminder. For example, I use my computer a lot to do my things, to work, to give classes. So what I do is I use Post-its. Yes, and I also have students who do that and they love it. I also have digital Post-its, so they are on my computer as well as an app. So what you can do is, when you learn a new word that you want to remember, write it down and put it on the computer screen, or type it on your digital Post-it and save it. It'll always pop up when you least expect it. That way you will be constantly reminding yourself of that new word. There was this word that my students always asked me how to say it in English, and I kept forgetting it. I got so upset that I always forgot this word that I decided to do exactly what I'm telling you guys to do. So I started writing it down and typing as well. So I typed it on my digital Post-it and I wrote it down on my Post-it and I posted everywhere. You know, it was everywhere. And after a few days I got it, and I was so happy when on another week a student of mine asked me, "Teacher, how can I say blah in English?" And I knew it. I remembered. So it works. It doesn't matter what your level is. All it matters is if you follow these instructions, you will be able to remember the words. My last suggestion is speak it. Nothing better than trying to talk to someone and use these words, okay? However, I do understand that it may be difficult for some people to find buddies to speak English to. So my suggestion is if you can't find anyone to talk to, keep writing. Try to use these words on your essays, whenever you are writing something, or try to make more sentences using these words. But if you can't find someone you can talk to, that would be great. And you can use your constant reminder when you are talking to someone. For example, when I want to use a specific word when I'm giving a class over Skype, what I do is I put the Post-it in front of me, and when I'm talking to my student, I look at the Post-it and then I say it, you know? Constant reminder plus speaking. It's a wonderful combination and I'm sure it will help you, all right? Well guys, learning vocabulary is challenging, but it's not impossible, and it's something that you can do and you can do by yourself. Okay, the last tip about speaking, you may need someone, but you can also speak orally, you know, make sentences orally, not just writing it. So there is a solution for everything. Where there is a will, there is a way. The only thing you have to keep in mind is that learning new words takes time and effort, so you have to be dedicated, okay? And by following these tips, I am sure that you will be able to learn many new words. Well guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, leave a comment. I'll be glad to answer them, okay? Well guys, thank you very much and I'll see you next time.